It's been the perfect day one from South Africa's perspective in the second test. I'm extremely happy with what I've seen in today's match. It's exactly as I would have planned it if I was of how exactly of how I wanted it to happen. From what I said in the previous show yesterday, everything so far that I wanted to happen almost happened today. Well, majority of what I have wanted to happen happened today in the second test. And I'm extremely happy sitting here as a South African cricket fan to be able to see what I saw today. It's absolutely fantastic, and it makes me so happy for the future of South African cricket. And South Africa are currently sitting in a very comfortable position on day one of the second test, and they've put more than 300 runs on the board. We've had two maiden centuries from the two newer guys in the team. So overall, I'm extremely happy with what I've seen on today's play. But before I get going with today's show and give you my review show and give you my summary of everything that happened, I'd like you guys to please subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to also smash the like button, comment, and share. Please, once this video is ended, please go to the comment section and leave your comments there, whether it be good wishes for the two Centurions, or whether it is just advice to me, or whether it is just what your thoughts are on the match. Anything like that, you can leave in the comment section after we are finished with this live stream. I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine Monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your review show. I'm your host, Khalid, and today we're going to be talking about day one of the second test against Bangladesh in Chattogram. What an incredible performance by the South African batters today. A complete domination with the bat. Almost perfect, I would say, from today's performers. And we got ourselves exactly into a position that we wanted after the the toss and everything that we spoke about on the previous show. I said that I wanted this team to be able to put the runs on the board. If we win the toss, the decision should be to bat first. The wicket is a very good wicket, and at a batting wicket, particularly, it will be that way for the first 2 to 3 days, I think. And I do think that once the sun bakes on this particular pitch, it will start to maybe rough up a little bit, and the spinners may come into play then. And South Africa is actually will be in a very good position by that time, I'm hoping, and probably will be by that time. But today, all the praise must go to the two batters in the team that are relatively new to the test setup, and that is Tristan Stubbs and Tony Zorzi. Magnificent performance from both of them. Two maiden centuries of a year we saw today. Tony Zorzi obviously opening up the batting. And I thought that today would have been a perfect chance as well for Aiden Markram to score runs. And I think it would have probably been a perfect day if he did, in my opinion. So for me, that is the one blemish on our record today, because Aiden was looking really good. They took South Africa to 69 by the 18th over. And then Aiden Markram played a rash shot, a very, very soft dismissal, trying to double step the spinner, who has had a lot of success in this test series so far. Tajul Islam, uh, obviously, probably seeing that Aiden was coming down the wicket and then just dropping it a little bit short. So Aiden had to kind of reach and hit it straight to mid on. And Aiden was out for 33 after getting his eye in, after looking really good, after some good cover drives that he hit and etc. Like we normally see, Aiden Markram looks like $1 million and then throws his wicket away. This has happened on many, many occasions in all formats. So it's not a big surprise, but it's a big disappointment because I was really hoping that Aiden Markram would be one of those guys with 100 next to their name. It was that type of wicket, that type of day. And yeah, we could have seen something very spectacular and have three Centurions on the team sheet, on the score sheet. Perhaps Tristan Stubbs then, in that case, wouldn't have maybe gotten the chance to score 100 then today if Aiden Markram did score 100. So when something goes bad, something good maybe comes out of it as well. And what we got was an amazing 200-run partnership between between Tony De Zorzi and Tristan Stubbs. And this is like the first 200-run partnership that we've had in years. I see SA Cricket Talent or Werner has put it in the comment section over here. It's the first it's the first 200-run partnership since October 2017, which was also against Bangladesh. So 3 double century partnerships in 2 matches, and that is something that is fantastic from a South African perspective. We've needed this. We needed these batters to come to the party, and I'm so glad that they did it overseas. It will give them so much more confidence coming back home and being here in their own ground. To get that monkey off their back is fantastic. It's an opportunity now for them to now take their careers and move it forward. I think both of them have now proven that they deserve to be in the side. And there shouldn't be anybody that should have any negative things to really say about them, because I think both of them have been fantastic. The approach was brilliant, running between the wickets, finding the gaps, knowing when to attack and when not to. Yes, okay, Tony De Zorzi did get a little bit of luck. He was dropped early on in his innings, but that's what there's so many hundreds that have been created out of that in the past. So many batters that have been dropped, they normally punish. That's where the saying comes from. You take your catches, otherwise you can be punished for it. And there's so many cliches said about spoken about that. Whenever we talk about cricket, you need to take your catches, because catches obviously win matches. And in this case, Tony De Zorzi really punished Bangladesh. He scored 141 of 211 balls, 3 sixes and 10 fours, strike rate of 66.82. Not like the strike rate is as important in Test cricket, but that is a pretty decent display by Tony De Zorzi. Tristan Stubbs scored 106 of 198 balls, 6 fours, 3 sixes. And David Bedingham has since come to the wicket. Unfortunately, Tristan Stubbs lost his wicket. He was really upset with it, and Tajul Islam again took the wicket. So he's by far been Bangladesh's best bowler in this throughout the series. And Tristan Stubbs, that he helped South Africa go post 270 by the time he lost his wicket. But David Bedingham coming to the crease and keeping his calm, looking a lot more solid against the spinners. Looks like he's been working on his game against spin in the time that they had off. He looks a lot more solid and a lot more self-assured when it comes to facing them. He's on 18 not out of 25 balls, 2 sixes, no fours, 2 sixes. So he's in the mood. And it was because of him and Tony De Zorzi sticking around, keeping the calm, that got South Africa over the 300-run mark. And South Africa has ended the day on 307 for 2. So overall, a very dominant performance by South Africa with the bat, and I'm hoping that it can continue. For me personally, I think that South Africa needs to post 450 plus on this wicket. This wicket is a really good wicket. We have batters in hand. And still we have Ryan Rickleton to come, Calvin Rayner to come. Vian Mulder to come, Senator Mutasami to come. So there's still a lot of batting in this lineup left, and we should be able to get 450 minimum, given the scenario that we face today, and we should be able to get that 450. We should be able to take our time to get that 450, because the aim would be to now keep Bangladesh out in the middle as long as possible tomorrow, and then try and take as many wickets as we can. If we can bat for the entire day, that would also be great, because day three will probably be great for South Africa in the morning session, with the pitch a little bit more drier and banged up. Our seamers will come in, and then they will be able to utilize that new ball and probably strike quickly. So ultimately, that is something that we need to take into consideration. But if we only last till lunch or last till tea, that would also be decent enough, I think, with the new ball coming in the final session. I'm just a bit worried because of the overhead conditions. There has been a lot of early stoppages because of bad light in these matches. So in this two matches so far, so you don't want to be starting off your innings bowling spin with a new ball against Bangladesh and allowing them to obviously get their eye in. So we need to also take that into consideration as well. But overall, I'm extremely happy with this performance. I think it was a brilliant batting performance, and I'm so happy for Tristan Stubbs and Tony De Zorzi, people, two players that have been on this channel many times in the so far as we've watched them um, become the players that they are. We've spoken to them and interviewed them plenty of times, and and that gives me a lot of confidence, and makes me proud as well as a fan of both of these players, that whatever they told us on these interviews, they've gone and reached the heights that they wanted to. So it's like a proud moment as a fan to know that you track a player's career and then they actually deliver after you back them and you give them that support. And that's all thanks to you guys out there as well, because you play a massive role in giving players confidence and belief that they can be something and be someone one day. But anyway, guys, that's my review and that's my summary. Let me get into the live chat. Brendan Shumba says, Stubbo and Tony. Markram will be kicking himself for not going big on this deck. Is my nation really back in Test cricket? I'm excited. Me too. And we've been speaking about it a lot on the show. I've said it many times that we need to be patient with this team. Give them the time with the coaching staff, and give them the time to be able to settle in and get their confidence up again, and to find their rhythm in Test cricket, because they're not going to have a lot of chances to do so. And I'm actually extremely impressed with the way they have actually taken to Test cricket. And it's been pretty quickly considered the amounts of tests we play. So very impressive so far. King James says, I worry that the pitch is so flat, we won't be able to get 20 Bangladesh wickets. Maybe Stubbs and Tony just made it look easy. I don't think that's the case at all, because I do think that the pitch will dry up a bit, and there might be some cracks in the wicket as the days go by. So it all depends on how long we can utilize this wicket when it's still a flat deck and still favors the batting 100%. Spin will come into play later on. But even if we don't win this match, we will and draw it, there's still an opportunity to then get into the WTC. We need to win 4 out of 5 according to Crick Info. So yeah, there will still be an opportunity for South Africa to get into that WTC, but I mean, we'll still win the series, however. But we will obviously want a victory win, especially when you're batting so dominantly. But I think that the bowlers that we have, I think adding Dane Patterson into the mix, I think with the new ball is going to be crucial, because he's really good at taking wickets with the new ball, and putting a ball on a consistent line and length. That's going to trouble Bangladesh, I think, if they can come in on day 3 and bat. If we can bat out the entire day tomorrow, like I said, I think that would be a brilliant thing for South Africa, because then we can get Bangladesh in on day 3 and try and get as many wickets as possible in that opening session. Because we need to put a hell of a lot. That's why we want to put a hell of a lot of runs on the board, so that perhaps we can bowl Bangladesh out um, twice. That's what's going to happen from a South African perspective. Brendan Shumba says, pitches can change, bro. Tomorrow might be a different day, and credit to the coach for picking five specialist bowlers. Um, SA Cricket Talent says the century by Stubbs is the first for a number three batter since the century by Tinas de Bruin in July 2018 in Sri Lanka. Brilliant. Amit says just 80 overs on flat wicket. Hope it doesn't end up as a draw. They surely need 550 plus in the first innings. I think for 50 plus is minimum. I mean, if we can get 550 plus, that will be brilliant. As long as they don't take it into like day three, which is almost impossible. But deep into day three. Deep into day two. I mean, yeah, as long as they don't take it into day three, which I don't think will happen. Sharat says, I think Bedingham should play ODIs. His intent is really good. What do you think? Yeah, we've been speaking about it. And that is something that I hope South Africa can start to find a way to implement that. Although we do have a hell of a lot of good, talented ODI players that I feel deserve chances at the moment. Tex need to pick up tomorrow baseball to all parts. We can tomorrow. I think Tony and David, I think they can bat with caution until Bedingham gets about a 50. And then I think that Tony can start, perhaps maybe start, yeah, till Tony gets about till David gets about a 50. And then they can maybe Tony can start maybe hitting if he can survive that long though, because he's been suffering a little bit with cramp, as you could see. Paul Terry says, imagine if Bavuma was batting on this pitch. Paul says, bat as long as possible, 600 runs. Jed says, this is a 500, 600 pitch, bro. I agree with you. But that's why I'm just putting it out there that I'm saying 450 minimum. And then anywhere more is a bonus for me. 500 it will be brilliant, will be great. Of course it will be. And 600 would be even better. Shikar says, disappointed with Markram again. I know he will be kicking himself. Um, Tight lines and fields become so important on these kind of tracks. I mean, it says two left arm spinners against Bangladesh can backfire as they have three left handers in the top four. And that's why the hope would be then to strike with a new ball. KG Rabada and Dane Patterson striking with the new ball. And then you can bring in the left arm spinner when you need to and when you want to. You have control over when you utilize your bowlers, which will be obviously brilliant. Pratik says, great first day for South Africa. Hope we make it 2-0. We do not want to draw after having played this well, 100%. SA should bat 60 overs tomorrow and score at least 250 more. Amrit says, I don't think Patterson should be taking new ball as Mulder bowled well in the first game. Well, Patterson's best attribute is with the new ball. So I don't see why not. Is SA bat all day tomorrow, then 650 on the cards, and then 3 days left to pick those 20? Exactly. So that should be the aim. Get as many runs as possible and bat the whole day tomorrow. If we bat quickly tomorrow, maybe to get to 500 and then get some quick wickets after tea. I hope we try to force a result. Yeah, the only problem with the after tea thing is that because of the bad light, we're going to have to then utilize our spinners after tea. And I don't think that our spinners will be able to take those wickets, especially with the problem of having those three left armers at the top of the order. Dex says Betty should also play T20s. Shikar says, can reverse swing come into play here? And if yes, which of the South African can extract it the best? KG Rabada, of course. But Dane Patterson has also ability to be able to reverse swing the ball. I've seen him do it. Kani says, Khalid, I really don't like flat pitches and batsmen scoring 500 plus. I like when the pitch is spins and seams around. Yeah, well, you have to play the wicket that is given to you. And South Africa is currently doing that. So I'm hoping that we take full advantage of this. I'm sure that the coaches will have a strategy put in place to be able to take 20 wickets. There must be talks in place and a plan and a strategy that they can try and do so, because we need to win this match, especially when you put yourself in such a strong position. So we need to tie a Bangladesh. And the thing is, in a game like this, especially in a game when you score so many runs in humid conditions like you have in Bangladesh, what that does is it just tires the body and the mindset and the mentality. So even like Jed said, if you can battle T, and then Bangladesh will be extremely tired bodies, tired minds, and then that's where mistakes creep in. You might get a loose shot here or there, and take quick wickets, and then South Africa is on top, and then it will be into the middle order, and then trying to dismiss the middle order and tail. Shakir said batting is not a concern now for me. All thinking has to be done around how we pick up those 20 wickets. Khalid, how important does a delivery like a Yorker or slow one become on these pitches? You know, it all depends what mentality Bangladesh are in. If Bangladesh is going to try and play a positive brand of cricket, then yes, Yorkers and slower deliveries, I feel, will come into the mix. But if they are okay to take their time, and they are fine with trying to take their time to get down the runs, and those are they're almost like a waste, because they can just wait and watch and block. Um, there's no need to try and strike the ball. Mankey says there have been a lot of draws on this pitch. Yeah, I've heard so. We have been playing on bowling friendly wickets for so long up until now. The batters deserve to get the flag track for once. Waka says closer to 400 would be a good first inning score. Sabir says hello. Hello, Sabir. Yeah, I mean, I said 450 plus minimum. That would be decent, because then it's still an opportunity for both teams to take control and play. But obviously, 500, 600 would be amazing if we can do it quickly. So that's also the mentality that we need to do: score as many runs as possible and try to bowl them out twice, which is going to be difficult on the surface. But I do think that our bowlers have the skills to be able to do it, particularly Kagiso Rabada. He always finds a way on how to take wickets, on any wicket. So I'm pretty confident that South Africa can get over the line. Amit says if Bangladesh batters try to go for the draw from ball one, then it's screwed. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's no point, really. Maggie says, do you think SL will declare? I think we will declare if we reach a roundabout. I think we'll probably declare. If we declare, we'll probably declare overnight. I don't think we'll declare tomorrow unless we get to lunch with an extra 250 on the board. If we can score 250 by lunch, 250 runs by lunch, then possibly you could see a declaration happening, because after lunch, this always seems to be quite difficult to bat after lunch. Some batters always struggle. So that is something that we need to also take to consider. It's all about which stage do we want to come in into bowl. When will the pitch be the most helpful to our bowlers is what we need to think about. Shikar says need to strike with a new ball for sure. Even her son early in the day was finding something to trap, and that's why I say our new ball bowlers are going to be so important. User one says it's good a confidence booster, especially when hundreds have been few and far between. Not to mention it's in Asia. Spot on, user one. It's all about that. It's about giving these batters the confidence and belief that they can do it, because it's going to help them in future games. Of course, it's going to give them that confidence and belief in themselves, because they're doing it in foreign conditions, in difficult conditions where we're pretty when many teams have actually struggled before. So it is something that I'm very happy about, that they are getting that experience in Bangladesh, and they are getting runs under the board. They needed this, particularly ahead of the home series. I think we can be a lot more calmer now when we come home, that these batters are in form now and they've scored hundreds. Pratik says this is the same ground where Smith and McKenzie had that 400 run partnership, both scoring double hundreds. Yeah, I know that as well. So, good hunting ground from a South African perspective, from a history perspective. Avin says brilliant. However, SA Markram will be disappointed with his batting performance. 100% agree with you, because yeah, that is the only blemish on today's play, in my opinion. I think the rest of the game was brilliant and perfect from a South African standpoint. It's just unfortunate for Aiden Markram, but he needs to start finding runs now. That is something that he needs to do. He needs to find a way on how to stay in the middle. He needs to stop getting these 40s, these 30s, and going out in that periods of matches, because he's been doing it quite a lot across formats, and it's something that he needs to improve on, and he needs to stop it from happening. So overall, guys, brilliant day of cricket. I was very happy watching this game. So worth it to get up early and watch this match. And I'm looking forward to see what happens on day two and what the thought processes and strategies will be heading into day two. So, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos, please. Please also comment in the comment section after this video has ended. It really helps out the channel and the videos to spread far and wide to all South African cricket fans when you comment and you engage with the content. Very important that you guys do so. So please smash the like button and comment after this video has ended. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoy this episode, and I'll see you again after tomorrow's day's play. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.